members express any concern about the Mamtek situation in Moberly?
Well, I think that there are some members that have expressed some concern over what they're hearing. However, the exact details and exactly what's going on, we don't know yet. I know that most of the last week and a half to 2 weeks have been focused on trying to figure out if, one, we can get a jobs bill passed, and there are a lot of provisions in there that are pretty important to a lot of areas of the state, and if we can get something done, then that was the first and foremost focus on my mind, and I'll take some time, and I know you've written a couple articles on that I have in a folder, and I will definitely go back and read that. It seems that obviously there was a deal of some sort that we had to fly around. House Republican leadership, Senate Republican leadership flew around the state, told us about how this deal was done. They made some rather pretty strong comments on what was going to happen, and it seems to have fallen apart rather quickly. And I don't necessarily want to. Obviously, I'm not invited into those caucus meetings, so I don't know exactly what the tenor of those have been. But obviously, there is a significant communication breakdown, and that's unfortunate.
With their massive majorities, when they did that fly around, everybody assumed that they could get anything they wanted passed. Did they start reaching out to Democrats for votes or for to keep you all better informed as it became clear that there were problems in their caucus?
Well, I can say this. Throughout this whole process, Steve and I and John Deal and I have had great lines of communication open. We've been talking through provisions, figuring out where some things could get better, talking about some of that stuff, and they've kept me in the loop, and I've been pretty well informed as to where their thought process is and questions, and we've had discussions on provisions. And then obviously I think that I can't speak for the Senate and Victor and Rob Mayer or anything like that on how they're communicating, but I know that on the House side I've at least known what's going on, and if there are problems, once we got the circuit breaker and the $300 million out on the Aerotropolis, a lot of the members on my side, those were their two big concerns. Obviously, first and foremost would have been the circuit breaker for renters. That was a big concern for a lot of my members. And once those issues had kind of come to pass, we had a lot more members that were comfortable in the process. And I think that, unfortunately, we haven't had a chance to take a vote on it.
You have obviously a slimmed down jobs bill that actually has passed, and it's contingent on the courts or another bill passing. Has this been a failure as far as a special session?
Well, I think that if we go home and we don't have anything, and we have the leadership from the Republican side on both the House and Senate going around talking about we have a deal, we have some things done, we get called back in, and there's nothing. But like Speaker Jones or Leader Jones had said, that there is only the Facebook fix to show for the special session. I think that is a problem, and right now we're not to the point where it's done. They've made that pretty clear that we're going to have the technical session, and that we still have a substantial amount of time left in the special session under the Constitution. We have 60 days, and we're not even halfway through. So we'll have to see where that goes. But I can tell you that the frustration level and people's disappointment that we haven't been able to see something is very high right now.